I'm about to get naked back here. So no bacon. I said no bacon. Hello.
And
Welcome
to
Bastards. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome, people, to episode 474 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and returning is...
Becky Foster, hello everyone.
You're not a coughing mess anymore, are you?
Not as much, no.
Not as much, no. And...
Oh, Ian Loring, hello.
Ian does as well. There we go. Yes, we're in that weird week that is between Christmas and New Year, where it could be any day, and no matter what, all we know is it might be 2 days to New Year.
And there's always cheese and chocolate.
And there's always just fucking cheese and chocolate everywhere. Yeah, and then people are starting to go, holy shit, we've fucking run out of leftovers. What are we eating?
I went for my first post-Christmas run this morning, and I felt so fucking heavy. It was really, mate, it was not good. Like, my time was so slow, and I almost stopped after like 2 miles, and it was like, no, I've got to fucking do 3. Come on now.
Power
but
through.
It was just, oh mate, I was just like, can I actually be fucked to do this? Like, I'm looking forward to normality resuming, just so I don't feel as fucking windy.
Yeah, I'm enjoying my Christmas time. I'm looking for, and I'm gonna continue fucking reveling in it. But yeah, normality is something that can be quite nice. But what do we have today? We have a normal show, kind of. We are going to talk Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. We've just done the latest one of our Lock, Stock and Three Working Bastards, which you can get on our Patreon.
Hang on. No, we're doing something else as well. Do not fucking tell me I watched that film.
No. We are doing that. I was just segueing.
Okay.
Slightly.
Sorry, Mark. Like, okay, fine. All right, sorry. Forgive me.
That's an indication of how Ian felt about Mindcage then.
Yeah, so yeah, we're all $2 a month for our Patreon. We're a Pod Syndicate podcast, other Pod Syndicate podcasts out there, and they're cool, go listen to them, but finish listening to us first. Yes, we're also in Mindcage.
You got my fucking heart racing there. Like,
when were we not going to watch Mindcage?
It is very much.
No, I know. I just thought maybe somehow it'd slip through the cracks or something.
We minded a cage.
Or caged a mind.
Or caged a mind.
Fucking do Mindcage now. Do Mindcage now. Let's just do it.
Right,
I don't care about anything else. Fucking do it. Let's just get it done.
Let's go. So, Mindcage. I'm going to find out what IMDb says, because I need to know what it says.
I'll tell you what IMDb says, Mark. I'll tell you what IMDb says. What if Seven and Silence of the Lambs had a retarded stepchild?
So IMDb says, when a copycat strikes, 2 detectives ask the top serial killer for help, which is kind of what it's about. It's directed by a guy called Mario Pirelli.
No, it's not. Not a real name.
Its screenplay is written by a guy called Reggie Kiyahara III.
Not a real
Based
name.
on the story by...
Who's the music by, Mark? Who's
Pirelli,
the music by?
Leo Z. Cinematography is E. Gustavo Peterson. Which, all of these names feel like made-up Pez names from the mid-noughties.
Mark, who are the Angels by? You see that in the opening titles?
Oh,
Angels
yes,
by.
Angels by. I can't remember who it said, but I did see the credit, yeah. Oh. It stars Martin Lawrence, Melissa Roxburgh, John Malkovich, and Robert Nepper.
I love Robert Nepper.
It is a bit bonkers.
So do I.
So what happens? Well, Ian, what did you think to Mindcage? All spoilers all the time because there's a spoiler in this.
I mean, And I mean, to be fair, there's no fucking chance you could actually guess what was happening
No.
from the start of the film, what the end would be. In a way, even though in a way, there is. Martin Lawrence, he's not getting much sleep these days. He needs a lot of caffeine.
Yep.
He's tortured by a past case. Could it be that he's the killer? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Why isn't he getting any sleep, though? Because John Malkovich, if he draws people, he can temporarily enter their minds and control them.
That is a moment where you go, what? in the movie.
That and the revelation that Melissa Roxburgh's partner is actually her priest who she basically seduced in the confessional box. Just two absolutely
that
what
does
is
explain.
happening moments.
That does explain why he seems absolutely confused about the fact that he's actually married to a person.
Yeah, quite. Right, I mean, this film literally feels like it was willed into existence by Martin Lawrence because he needed to have some money laundered.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to be very clear. Feels like, I'm not saying that, but it's like it is one of the most pointless watches I have ever had.
It is going to be an entry into a list that we're going to have to make called "Money Was Laundered."
Yeah. I think I'm done. It was shite. It was pure shite. Martin, I mean, what? I don't know who Melissa Roxburgh is. Oh, I love it when the "and" is someone you've never fucking heard of as well. By the way.
She's in Diary of a Wimpy
just
Kid.
Great.
She plays different characters in two of the different Diary of a Wimpy Kids films.
Right? For fuck's sake. Awful bloody film. I mean, it is just like the lowest common denominator version of it. Seven, The Silence of the Lambs, Fallen. Just all mashed up together and just beaten about the head until they're just all brain dead. It's absolute bobbins. I mean, it's worse than bobbins. It's Drek. I honestly, like, it's the kind of thing where I'm like, why do I do this podcast if I'm fucking watching Mindcage? Like, and it's fine, but fuck me.
Can I just point out that it was your suggestion?
Yeah, to pair it with Glass Onion, but we were always going to review it. To be fair, Mark, if I wasn't doing this podcast, I would not have watched Mindcage. I think that's fair to say.
And that's fair to say, yeah. Whereas we probably would have.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Quite.
Yeah. No,
The defence rests.
We would have. Well, Bex, what did you think?
I actually quite enjoyed my time with it, to be perfectly honest.
Fuck's sake.
Don't get me wrong, it's not good. But it's just very much our shit. And I enjoyed how fucking brazen they were about the fact that they were ripping off Silence of the Lambs as well. Like, that just amused me throughout. I quite liked Melissa Roxburgh's character because she got to be like the reckless fucking knobhead cop, but also a girl. Like, normally the female characters in these types of movies are the really sensible ones that are trying to do things the right way and do it by the book, and it's the guys that are all like, nah, I'm just gonna fucking chase him, I'm not gonna call for backup, fuck that shit. And she does that in this, like, she's the dickhead cop.
Yeah.
And I quite like that element of it. And I really liked the angels. Like, that kind of imagery just speaks to me. Maybe I'll start murdering people and posing them.
The thing is, I it's saved by the fact that it's really short.
Yeah.
And you're watching it going. If you'd explained to somebody in like 20 years ago that this is what John Malkovich would be doing now, for no reason, like there's not been any. He is choosing this path.
Yeah.
And it's just really odd.
Yeah, it is odd.
It's absolute. It's like you say. It is like a heady mix of the first season of True Detective, Silence of the Lambs, and Seven.
Yeah. And the thing is, I can't disagree with you, Ian, on any of your criticisms. You are correct. It is objectively bad. It is dreck.
Martin Lawrence genuinely looks tired. like not like he's acting.
He's
like,
awful in this.
He genuinely looks tired. Yeah. Martin Lawrence in this movie looks like just having a stand is making him feel a little bit like he needs to sit down for a while.
But there's a thing on the trivia on IMDb that he took like acting coaching and like went all method for it. And it's like, really, Martin, for this? See, that always amuses me as well. When people just make just outright bad movies, and then you realise how fucking seriously they've taken it as well. That always amuses me.
The fact that Robert Nepper seemed to wear a different costume in every single scene.
Yeah, did you?
A little bit, what's his name? Like Art in The Burbs was a little bit fucking weird.
I like Robert Nepper. Wish he did more.
Yeah, Mindcage is without question not a good film. Like something like The Oxford Murders. It's not very good. It is very much. It was made for a reason that we might never know, but it probably involved money laundering.
But be honest, Mark.
What?
You'll watch it again.
Possibly, yeah. But we need to underline that is not a mark of quality.
No.
In fact, possibly the opposite.
It'll be when we're heavy into one of our like Kiss the Girl type film runs.
When we have run out of
everything.
Ashley Judd movies and all the other stuff, and we go, fuck it, I just put Mindcage on. Yeah. I am going Geostorm based on the amount of kind of what that I got out of it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, do you know what? I can get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the same.
Yeah.
Because it is shit.
Oh shit. Yeah.
But I liked it.
But I liked it. I like Martin Lawrence trying genuinely to not be funny, even though he's not been funny for 20 years.
Method. Like, what would that entail? Just not sleeping?
Probably.
Wearing baggy fitting suits?
Not sleeping and just drinking shitloads of coffee.
Sorry, Ian.
Absolute bullshit film. Like it's the kind of it's the kind of thing that I literally think I don't have enough life to live to sit through this.
It definitely will not be one of the worst films I watched the year.
No.
Fucking hell.
Our audience poll, Geostorm 100%.
Nice.
Fuck's
That's really
sake. It just I could see it being. I can see it being entertaining if you're in the mood for it.
Oh, that was it. We were very much in the mood for it.
But I mean, Jesus Christ! Yeah, I mean, like you've got. I watched it at 9 o'clock in the morning on fucking Christmas Eve.
That is not the right time to watch this movie.
No.
This is a Tuesday night movie.
You done fucked up there, Ian. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This is a no-night movie, though. You know what I mean? Like, it just... I'm not up late enough for the time of fucking night that you'd have to watch this film.
Yeah, it is a late night.
I like my sleep.
Yeah, this is a Tuesday night with an ill-judged takeaway after 10 o'clock kind of movie.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit. Glad you liked it, idiots.
CS3P Combat. Player 1. Choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Twin Stroker. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Punter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs. Punter podcast, featuring two film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot. I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2, fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just in that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
Hey Hannah, I think you really can't beat a good rewatch of a TV show. Would you agree with that, love?
Oh, yes, I would.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think during, global pandemics, storms, all of these things, it's quite nice to just sit down and burn through something that you've seen a million times.
Absolutely, nothing like a binge watch.
Star Trek.
Babylon 5.
Because you could sit there for hours looking at serial killer documentaries.
Absolutely, that
Netflix.
doesn't make you a weird person at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, you could watch documentaries that all seem to be about women killing men.
Love you, darling.
You could put off watching Daredevil for the 30th time.
Harry Potter.
But really, you can't beat immersing yourself in the warm jumper of a rewatch of a show or a franchise.
Beloved franchise.
A beloved franchise.
Lord of the Rings.
Twin Peaks. From VHS compilations recorded off television, with the ad breaks, cut out of course, to DVD box sets of Sex and the City and, I don't know, Smallville.
Farscape.
Quantum Leap. To giving up finding new content on Netflix and just having a comfort trawl through Star Trek The Next Generation or Parks and Recreation. I think that we can all agree.
There's a lot to be said for that.
You can't beat a good rewatch. So, with that in mind, join
Hannah
and Mike from Chinstroker vs. Punter as we burn through some of our favourite franchises and share our immediate reactions to each instalment in both spoiler and non-spoiler sections. To do that, do a search for the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whichever your favourite podcast provider may be, or go directly to anchor.fm/rewatch project. We are proud members of the Pod Syndicate family of podcasts.
Ian, has there been any news this week?
Yeah, continuing on my Mardy bloody... I'm going to be the dickhead on the show today. Not that you guys are ever dickheads, I'm just a dickhead. The kind of like Christmas box office in the US has been something. I'm glad something is making money. I'm just really fucking annoyed that it's Avatar: The Way of Water and just the amount of money it's making. And I mean, in a way, I don't know. I'm really, really conflicted on it. And I think it's just because it is just... There is no oxygen for fucking anything else. Like, nothing else is performing all that well. It's just all Avatar. And I just dearly, dearly wish there was another game in town. Not to necessarily take money off of Avatar, but just to do well as well. Like... Babylon is going to lose so much money for Paramount. So much money.
They've released it. They've fucked it over by releasing it, though. Now, who's going to see a movie like that in the week between Christmas and New Year?
Yeah.
Family movies, like fucking Avatar 2, are the ones that'll do well in this week.
Yeah, no, it's bonkers that film's come out at the same time as Avatar and this week.
Yeah, they've fucked it themselves.
So they originally were going to go limited at Christmas and then go wide in January. And for some reason they changed their minds there. And I've got a feeling it was basically because they know they just needed to get it out there and make as much money as they could because they knew that reviews were at best mixed. Obviously, none of us have seen it yet. There are some diehards for Babylon, but it also very much has a feel of a film that only film fans will like, and not even all film fans will like it. Seems to be what's coming out of Babylon. I remain looking forward to it. Giselle's my boy, but I just the failure of that I Want to Dance with Somebody is not doing that great. The Puss in Boots film is, I think it's on about 30 million so far after a week of play in the US.
Fucking hell.
And it's done about 35 million. That's the thing, like there has been competition coming out and nothing's fucking sticking. Apart from bloody Avatar. And I just it's and I get it, because you want to go you go see that film like big and whatnot, but it seems like people are going again. Like Jordan went to see it again. He went to see it in the IMAX the other day, and he said 11 a.m. and it was full. You know, and I'm not surprised, because you come in the screening for Avatar at 11 a.m. You ain't getting out until close to 3.
That's it.
So, you know, that's a good chunk of your day done, so I get it. I just, yeah, it's on about 1.1 billion at the moment. It is currently tracking ahead of Top Gun Maverick, which finaled in the US with over $700 million. It's a hit, and there will be another, you know, we're going to get the next one next year, and just my worry is that will be the only game in town. No fucker will release anything the week beforehand. Nobody will release anything the same week or for the next 2 weeks after. That is my worry with Avatar now. And you know, and it just like these other films have come out, not made a lot of money, and that's just going to scare people. And I could, it feels cinema is in decent health, but it feels like it's fast becoming, you'll have it like it was in the summer, basically one big film every 3 weeks, and then other things trying to like get in and get some oxygen while they can. One good bit of news, I mean, like The Menu is still doing well. That's done about 35 million in the US. It's now done more than The Favourite, which is an interesting point of comparison. Both Fox Searchlight, you know, kind of both for like adult audiences. So it's not that nothing's making money necessarily. It will, like, things are doing okay if you make them for a smaller budget. The likes of Babylon, where Paramount thought they were going to get a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you know, that film did like several hundred million worldwide. They just did, you know, it was never going to happen. I mean, like, the first half an hour of that film sounds fucking wild and very off-putting to
that
people.
Film was never going to make. It was never going to make its budget back. It just wasn't.
No, but I mean, it just, I don't know. It's interesting between that and, you know, like Glass Onion. If Netflix had just let that play in cinemas, that would have made a lot of money. And then I don't know, there would have been something that's not Tuvatar. But hey, here we are. Mafregan's out in a couple of weeks, so that's something.
Yeah. Hopefully the Blue Boys will have run out of energy there a little bit, and we'll Mafregan it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just like there's nothing even out on like New Year's Day. There's nothing out. And then the week after,
weird, because there is usually something out.
Yeah.
There
is.
Babylon seems like a New Year's Day kind of release, though. Grown-ups go to the cinema on New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got another
and it's just the third weekend of Avatar. Empire of Light, for some fucking reason, is coming out on Monday the 9th. It's like, just stick that out in New Year's Day. At least it's something for an adult audience in the cinema. It's an odd one. I mean, like Cineworld, you can go to an unlimited screening of Till on New Year's Day, because nothing says like celebrating New Year's Day like a 2.5 hour long film about the lynching of a young black child.
To To be fair, I think the last film I went to see on or around New Year's Day, I think was The Gentleman, and before that it was Silence.
Yeah, I mean, no, same actually. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm glad that cinemas have got people coming in for popcorn and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not sure what the performance of films around Avatar say. That's what worries me. Not necessarily Avatar, just the fact that it feels like nothing else is really touching the sides at the moment. Happy New Year. Yeah, Corsage came out on Boxing Day. I'm sure that's made £50.
Because usually our park is usually got like 5 or 6 different movies playing, doesn't it? At least. Sometimes a weirdly high amount. So on Sunday, so the 1st of January, we have Loud Loud Crocodile, Corsage playing quite a lot actually. Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and Avatar: The Way of Water.
See, I think that fucking Whitney Houston movie's muddied the waters a little bit.
Yeah, they done gone fucked up with that one, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's taken a slot off a proper movie where it looks like a bad fucking Hallmark biography.
Pulp Fiction's getting a screening on Monday the 16th of Jan.
Oh, lovely.
At the Parkway.
Should we do it?
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Edward Scissorhands as well. That's brilliant. So yeah, right. Did we do it last week that Black Adam is no more?
I wasn't here.
I think
maybe.
so.
I was busy
We
dying.
did it last week, didn't we? He's no more. Black Adam. Go.
Without creating so much as a splash.
No. Yeah.
Nary a ripple.
Yes. Trailers. There hasn't been many, has there?
No, I think we struggled to find one.
pardon me.
didn't
Yeah. Have you seen any trailers, Ian? Because
Just thinking now.
we found one
What is it?
of an age.
we? I zoned out halfway through this
Oh.
trailer.
I've got one other, but I don't know what that is.
I don't either because I kind of zoned out halfway through the trailer as well.
Does not bode well.
No, it did not bode well. It looked like a movie that was made 30 years ago and then somebody's found it. But I bet it looked good 30 years ago.
Yeah, maybe it's, yeah.
Yeah. Not even sure it's about genuinely zoned completely out.
Yeah.
And it seems like it might be alright, actually. There's some good imagery in it. Just don't have a fucking clue what it's about.
There's a man who's a dancer.
I think, yeah. And he
A Serbian ballroom dancer experiences an unexpected and intense 24-hour romance with a friend's older brother.
did not get that from the trailer, but I'm more interested now.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's...
Say it there. It'll say at the top.
I'm trying to go to the top. You keep jabbing at my fucking screen.
Because you weren't scrolling.
An hour 39.
Yeah, I could watch that.
Dickhead.
What did you catch it?
A Knock at the Cabin. Well, Knock at the Cabin,
Yeah,
the new trailer for that.
We didn't watch this because I think you said that it has a bit in the trailer that is a bit like, ooh.
Yeah, I wish I didn't know the stuff in some of the stuff in the trailer. I'll be absolutely honest.
Ian?
Sorry, just had a random ask from my sister whether she could have like our Apple TV login. Sorry. Yes, I will do that in a bit. Yeah, it reveals a bit more about why they think the end of the world is happening, and that in particular, there's an aspect that kind of like then it kind of follows up on that, which I would have rather have been surprised by the film on, which was an angle I wasn't anticipating. But look, I like Shyamalan enough. I'm up for giving this a go. It's going to be cool to see Dave Bautista get a nice chunky part. We'll see what comes of it. It comes out February. Kind of feels like just a nice one to tide you over in February, really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm with that. I'm going to go into it going. I hope this is one of the Shyamalan ones that clicks with me.
Well, keep forgetting it, so.
It feels like a good February watch, like you say. That feels like sort of movie you should be watching in February. That and is it Ant-Man in February?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I'll take that. Yeah, but yeah, generally, guys, there hasn't been a lot of trailers, probably because it's been Christmas. But a lot of featurettes, though. And I don't like watching featurettes because they often give away too much about what a film might be. So yeah, what else have we got? Right, so let's go to the main event. Yes, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Rian Johnson's come out and said that he's pissed off that they're about to add a Knives Out mystery, that he just wanted it to be called Glass Onion, but understands why it's called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. So we see, what's his name? Daniel Craig return as Benoit Blanc, but also now we've got Ed Norton, Janelle Monáe. I was swallowing them when I said that, came out as a weird noise.
You've called Janelle Monáe Janelle
Monáe. That became my Junior Smollett, didn't it?
God.
Catherine Hahn,
don't get him thinking.
Leslie Odom Jr., Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Jessica Henwick, Madeline Klein, who our daughter seems really angry about for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. Noah Segan and voices and other people appear as well. What?
Oh, it was on a whole different show. I was going to say, I forgot to say on Aladdin, I really enjoyed Billy Magnussen.
Billy Magnussen's always great in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
What does IMDb say? Famed Southern detective Benoit Blanc travels to Greece for his latest case. Go on then. Becky. Yeah. Glass Onion. Mm-hmm. What did you think?
I'm still not 100% sure, to be perfectly honest with you. I enjoyed it. It felt really flimsy in comparison to the first one. It had less gravity to it. And I like I said to you before we watched it, when the images from it came out, I cannot now unsee the fact that Edward Norton looks like Michael Flatley off of the front of Blackbird in it. That really bothers me.
Which of course we'll watch soon, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's perfectly enjoyable and entertaining. I think I maybe just expected more from it.
Alright.
Somehow. It just felt a bit waffy.
Oh, whereas the first was so, deep and meaningful and powerful.
See, no. On rewatch again, no. I didn't enjoy Knives Out as much on rewatch just before watching this as I did when I first watched it.
Because you were a big fan, weren't you?
Yeah. I said to you just after we'd watched it, Benoit Blanc as a character felt more caricature-y in this to me than he did in the first one.
Okay.
Just a bit less convincing as the person.
Ian, how was your rewatch of it?
Yeah, so I think what Becky just said there is interesting, because the first crack at it, for like the first 45 minutes or so, I was just like, this doesn't feel like the character from the first one. Like, he's very into everything, and he knows all these people, he's super excited to be there, but then there's that kind of reveal that he knows there's a greater mystery, and he's putting on a character.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing, and it was like I was thinking that during the film, and then I kind of cottoned onto it. Like I feel like that is on purpose, and I mean, like I've heard multiple people saying this, and it's interesting because it feels like it's not landed as well with like certain areas of the like film hive mind as it kind of was. Like the screening I went to, people were fucking loving it, having the best time. And on Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of people just being like, "Oh, it's very, very pleased with itself," and you know, it's very broad. That's one thing I've seen multiple times actually. People saying that it's broad. It's like, what? You mean it's made for quite a wide audience, and it's trying to, you know, be entertaining to people. That's
What a bastard.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. What an absolute cunt Rian Johnson is for making a film that may be just trying to be fun and have a bit of a comment on society, but have some fun with it. Not like basically. I really, really like this film. Second time round, really cemented it for me. There's some terrific shit second time round. When all spoilers all the time. When Daniel Craig and Helen like encounter each other just before she's shot, and it's before you know what's going on, he actually shouts Helen at her.
Oh, does he?
And you just
Oh, interesting.
And I only caught that second time round because I knew first time round it's in one ear out the other. And I mean, like George pointed this out, but the whole Ed Norton basically dressing like when they all meet first, he's dressed like Tom Cruise in Magnolia.
Yeah, we noticed
later
that.
on.
And I messaged you,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, forgive me. Yeah. I think I've been having two separate conversations because George did say that to me as well. So apologies. But then later on, he's dressed as Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he's dressed as Steve. Yeah, as it goes on, when they play pool, he's dressed as Steve Jobs, and when he's in the office, he's dressed as Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what, Ian?
I tapped you in and went, no, he's fucking Steve Jobs.
Yeah. I'm just going to interrupt for a second to say absolutely fuck my opinion on it being a caricature, because he was playing a character that was an exaggerated version of himself, and I hadn't even twigged that. So yeah, fuck me.
No, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people seem to be getting tripped up and having that specific complaint, and it's just like, it's absolutely on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's you do have to kind of think on that a bit. But and also, I wonder whether some people, obviously not you included, because what you just said, but I wonder if some people are a little bit, well, this film thinks it's smarter than I am, does it? Yeah. Fuck this film. I think there is a bit of that to some reactions as well.
I would absolutely agree on that. Yeah, people don't like to feel like they've been duped. People like to feel like they're in on it.
That's the point of a mystery.
The thing is,
but in the first one, you are kind of in on it, I guess, aren't you? For much of the movie, whereas in this, the reveal is the reveal. It's the ending of the movie.
Yeah.
It's when he gets... See, and that's another thing that I hadn't twigged. When he gets angry and starts telling them exactly what's fucking happened, that's when he feels like the Benoit Blanc from the first movie. Because he is.
I do enjoy earlier, though, where he literally destroys the whole thing. It's like, straight away. Like, and we started now, yes. Right. And he just explains it all. I like that, because it's like he's almost sat down and gone, this isn't even that smart.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of very self-satisfied people just getting fucking, like, shown up for what they are in, like, a few short sentences.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Norton plays it brilliantly. Norton plays it.
He really does.
Dickhead fantastically.
I think they're all quite good, to be fair.
Yeah. The cast is all very, very fun. It's the thing. I think it starts to kind of like reveal itself the more it goes, and I like that it builds. I wasn't as enamoured as everybody else by Knives Out. I enjoyed Knives Out the minute they left the mansion.
Yeah.
In Knives Out, for me, the film lost it. For me, it should have been a one-location film. It left the mansion and it spent too much time out of it. This, it had those bits outside of the island, but I can see why they were there, and it was contained within like the framework of the island.
Yeah, because it was like flashbacky, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that I think it got away with more, and the replaying of bits over and over, I think it was played with quite well. It's another very well written story, and it's a lot of fun.
I like it when films do that, when they run back over things you've already seen, but they peel back an extra layer and you see the bits you hadn't, much like an onion.
Yes, but you've got good characters. They built the characters quite well.
They're all dickheads, though, aren't they?
It is. I like the St. Elmo's fiery idea of them all meeting at a bar.
Yeah. Actually, the only one that was vaguely likeable was the trophy girlfriend character.
Yeah. But
because she's the only one that's not one of them.
Yeah, but even she's a piece of shit, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like literally, and this was less of a thing on second watch as well, but literally, the only one who I think is maybe a little bit superfluous is Jessica Henwick, the assistant to Kate Hudson, Peg, yeah, like I felt like she needed another scene to really like cement why she was there. You know, like she kind of like there's a couple of reactions that she has early on to like Benoit Blanc, like talking to people and kind of like calling things out and stuff, and like I felt like her character like needed some other kind of motivation other than I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah,
it's a fairly strong motivator,
but it's fine. But it's fine. Yeah, I think it's a great deal of fun. There's just so many. I don't know. It's fun. It's entertaining, and it feels like some people are reacting to it with, "Yeah, but what have you done for me lately?"
yeah. There is an element of that.
A lot of the Elon Musk bros on Twitter are real angry about it as well, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
I bet
the Twitter algorithm, the Musky algorithm, is definitely skewed towards showing you negative things about this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I was constantly amused by the Joseph Gordon-Levitt dong.
It's a good dong.
I thought Joseph
It's Gordon-Levitt is doing the dong.
I thought that was Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. How did you not know that was Ethan Hawke when I said Ethan Hawke?
No, you didn't.
I did.
No.
Yeah, and I mean, like the Hugh Grant bit's great.
Yeah.
Like and again, like obviously nobody knew about that in my screening because when that happened, like massive laughter. Donna didn't know about it when she saw it, she was like, "Oh, you know,
I genuinely hope that he's in the next one, but again, literally just for a flash of a second, again, and not like a built-in character.
I think he will. Like the minute they start actually focusing on Benoit Blanc in one of these films is when they're going to start losing the thread.
Yeah, he literally has got to be just like the bit that ties everything together.
Yeah. I did enjoy
'Cause that's the thing, like-
his Zoom friends though, just being the actual people. Like it wasn't Angela Lansbury playing a character that he knows. It was Angela Lansbury playing Angela Lansbury
Yeah.
and Natasha Lyonne and who else was on there?
Stephen Sondheim.
Stephen Sondheim.
I quite enjoyed
Yeah.
that. Like it would make sense that he'd be friends with Angela Lansbury. Natasha Lyonne's a bit like left field, but why not?
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
I could see a world where that would happen.
But it almost feels a little bit like Rian Johnson is friends with these people and thought, do you know what? This will be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Johnson's doing a detective show with Natasha Lyonne called Poker Face.
Oh, yes.
So, I mean, like, but why Benoit Blanc would be friends with her now? You know, yeah, I mean, but why would he be friends with Stephen Sondheim? You know, but... And again, it just that all just it's just fun. I don't know, and I mean, like, is it indulgent? Yeah, but it's Glass Onion.
But it's also indulgent having Noah Segan in it as well, but really quite fun.
Yes. Yeah, quite.
And having him the amount that he's in it as well, like just randomly cropping up in the background, going, "I'm not here."
But then I kept thinking, oh, Daryl's the key to something.
But he's not going to be.
But then he never is.
But the good thing is, you know he's not going to be, because then it's making a character out of him. And he's not there, he's just there as Rian Johnson's lucky fucking charm. I really like that.
Yeah, Janelle Monáe, good. Again, at first, I was just like, why are people so fucking enraptured by Janelle Monáe? And it's like, oh, that's why. Okay. She plays two different characters, like, convincingly, but also a character playing a character convincingly as well. Like, the kind of like the running joke they start to incorporate with her discovering alcohol is fucking brilliant.
Oh, with the hard kombucha.
The hard kombucha, and it's like she's like figuring it all out, and like Blanc's just like, I think you need to take up drinking. You are nailing this.
You are so good when you're drinking.
It's great. It's great. Just loads of funny lines. You got a proper fucking boo hiss villain in the third act, and it all just plays off really well. I mean, just like the ending with like the burning of the Mona Lisa. It's just the whole Johnson writing a character saying, this is all so fucking stupid. It's blowing my mind how stupid it is. The one thing that you did with any panache was my idea.
Yeah.
You know, like... but just...
Yeah, where it's
Johnson
in Birdie that's like,
literally
oh my god, that's so clever. And he's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that bit was good.
But I mean, just like that element of this, like almost like coming up with a really shit like plot, and then just calling out the fact that it is shit, and it's actually mind numbing and annoying to him how shit it is. It's just really cheeky, and again. Like, the thing is, if you're not on this film's wavelength, I could see it being a little bit nails on chalkboard. I suppose it's like me with Avatar in a way, where but then again, I think Way of Water is fine, but it's like people who are into those films are fucking in to those films.
Yeah.
And when they're talking about how into those films that they are, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I just don't want to listen to this. Like, with Glass Onion, it is so indulgent, and, you know, it is a little bit, look at my famous friends. I think that's fair. But also, I don't know, it's a Hollywood whodunit.
Yeah.
And it's people having fun, and, you know, after like, with all the COVID, like, protocols and whatnot, like, what a relief it must have been for these people to come together and film this. I mean, it must have been very cathartic. And I think that sense of just fun translates into the film as well. It is broader than Knives Out. It is glossier than Knives Out, but kind of almost sets with the theming of the, it's filmed in like Greece as opposed to bloody cold Canada or whatever the first one was. Sorry, I'm monologuing a bit, and it just like, I wish there were more films like this, and yeah.
Well, that's it. You go away from this film at the end of it going, or I did it anyway, going, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one of those in 18 months' time.
Yeah, definitely.
How many will get made, who knows? But we know we've got at least another one.
You never fucking know with Netflix, do you?
Well, no, they bought the rights to 2, didn't they?
Did they?
For an insane amount of money. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, definitely not shit. Actually got up in my estimation the more I've talked about it.
Yeah, same. They're definitely not shit.
Nice.
Our audience poll is... fuck, I ate it and I went off it by boop-a-dooping too emphatically. I did it again. Right, Mark can't use a phone is the theme of today's episode. Definitely not shit, 88%. Touching cloth, 6%. And shit, 6%. So, yeah. Ian, what have you been watching this week?
Okay, so Christmas ones I managed to get done. Muppet Christmas Carol. Actually, I will talk slightly on that. Watched the extended one with the new, with the old musical number reinserted. I can see why they deleted it. Absolutely kills the pacing of the film. Not a great song. Michael Caine's reactions in it, not bad, but not a great song. Does make more sense with it being in the end now, but yeah, not a great song.
Oh, I disagree. I think it needs that song. I think it needs that song to dehumanize him and sort of say how, kind of give you an indicator of how he ends up where he ends up and cold and like just closed off.
I don't care.
No, you don't. I hate the fact that the version that we've got doesn't have the song in it.
It's on Disney Plus.
There you go, watch Disney Plus next time rather than
the iTunes one.
Version.
So the one that we've paid for is not as good as the Fair Play. Cool.
Also watch Christmas Vacation. Looks great in 4K. It's Christmas Vacation. Don't need to talk about it. It's past Christmas now. My one other for this week. Man, we're going to have a short show this week. Christ. We are racing through.
A little bit, yeah.
What the fuck? Alright, well, I don't know. It's between Christmas and New Year. A lot of podcasts don't even put out episodes, so you're welcome. Or I could talk for half an hour about Alien versus Predator.
Have at it.
So, I mean, I won't, but so Alien vs Predator, which I don't think I'd actually seen since the fucking cinema, it will always blow my mind that this film is just on Disney Plus. Wild, but there you go.
Is AVP Requiem on Disney Plus as well?
It is. It is. Yes. That film, which I will not rewatch again because it's fucking. There's just a bit. There's a bit in that's just fucking gross. Like where the alien eggs are put at one point. What? No.
I like Requiem. It's shit, but I like it.
But yeah, AVP. So, and again, I don't know whether this is just because I'm down on the general happenings of cinema at the moment, but I thought this was all right.
It's all right.
It's
perfectly entertaining.
It's fine. It's They spend the pacing of the film is really weird because they spend a long time, like half the film, setting up characters who then just get picked off very quickly.
Yeah.
Like, Ewan Bremner plays a guy who is introduced, like, showing photos of his kids to Sana Lathan's lead. And, he's just like, I wanted to do something exciting to tell my kids about. And then he gets, separated off from other people and whatnot. And he, at one point, oh God, I can't remember the flow now, but it's like, he gets separated off, and then he's with another guy, and he's just like, have you got any kids? And he's like, yeah, I've got one, I've got two, yeah, so we can't give up. We can't give up. We've got to fight for them. And then 30 seconds later, he's taken off by an alien. And then the next time you see him, he's fucking cocooned. And he manages to, like, get one alien to fuck off. But is then just, ravaged by a bunch of others. And it's just like, did Ewan Bremner just piss off Paul W.S. Anderson on set or something? Because he's got this character who's like, well, I've got to fight for my kids. And then he's just, like, treated really, really badly. And it just, there's a mean-spiritedness to that character arc specifically, which I just found really odd. But Sana Lathan, who I didn't really know at the time, she's the lead in Gina Prince Bythewood's debut film Love and Basketball, and she's really fucking good in that. So I feel like Paul W.S. Anderson knew of her from that film and was just like, right, I'm going to pluck you out of this. And she hasn't done an awful lot notable since, at least as far as I'm aware. And she's bloody good. She's a character who, I'll be honest, if this film was released now, I think people would go, oh, Alien's gone woke then, has it? And forgetting, Ripley. But a young black woman who is right basically all the fucking time and only agrees to go along with the expedition because she's like, if this other guy leads you, you're gonna get killed. So I'm just gonna lead you because, you've got a lesser chance of being killed. It's, entirely selfless. And she's strong, she's capable, she kicks ass, really, really good character. And like I say, if this film was released now, people would be like, no, I'm not having it. No. Because she's only got a doctorate in blah, 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 and that means that she couldn't do this, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that she's a black woman. It's because she doesn't have the right degree.
Yeah.
So I think it's well shot. The film, Paul W.S. Anderson obviously knows aliens and predators. I mean, maybe not the gestation cycle of the facehuggers, but hey, it is what it is. And I mean, there is a bit where a facehugger leaps at someone and it does some speed ramping, which is a bit odd, but I don't know, it's Paul W.S. Anderson coming off of Resident Evil. I mean, this is the film that he basically left the Resident Evil franchise for a bit to do.
Yeah.
It's pacey. I think it's about 80 minutes before 12 minutes of credits or something like that. The credits are really, really long. And it's almost kind of like the minimum viable what you want this to be, but it's got production value. It's got a decent score. Lance Henriksen's good, a good value in it. Like I say, the lead's good. It's absolutely serviceable.
Yeah, it's exactly as good as that movie should be.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, it's better than Alien Resurrection. And it's... Actually, I'm not going to say it's better than Predator 2. But I think maybe objectively it might be... Sorry?
It's not better than Predator 2.
Yeah, okay, no, fair enough. But it is better than Alien Resurrection, and I would watch AVP again before I watch Alien Covenant again, despite Fassbender.
Yeah. I do want to rewatch Covenant. I won't watch Premier League 50 games. I can't be bothered. I just don't think it's very good. But I have only seen Covenant, I think, the once in the cinema. And I need to. I might rewatch that at some point.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. Yeah. And very quickly in non-film related, I started the Last of Us PS5 remake. I am playing through that game for the third time, and it looks fucking brilliant.
How many times have you played
there
that?
You go.
Next?
That's me.
Last of Us, the first game.
Yeah.
I think I've probably played it through four times.
So you've played it through like maybe 4 times, and how many times have you played it, Ian?
This is my third, I think.
This is your third. And how many times have you both played the second one?
So, I'm playing this because the show starts in a couple of weeks, and I want to reacquaint myself. I will play through The Last of Us Part 2 at some point in 2023. I'm going to do it.
It's I've not got anywhere near completing it. It just doesn't have the same vibe as the first one, to be honest. I think the fact that what happens to Joel fairly early in, and then you're just kind of left with Ellie and this new character. It's a bit like, I don't want you. That's not why I'm here. Yeah.
It is a very, very aggressive fuck you first couple hours of the game.
Yeah, and
I get the point, because the choice that Joel makes at the end of the first game, it is one that, like in the great terms of morality of the world, he probably shouldn't have a happy ending. But it is just, the way that you are with Joel and Ellie for that first game, and, within the first couple of hours of part 2, Joel's dead. I mean, yes, there are flashback sequences and whatnot later on, but you are then playing the game as Ellie and then Abby.
yeah, fuck Abby.
It's just such a weirdly different. It was, and I 100% bounced off of it, because I was just like, whoa, no, thank you. But I know I need to give it a go, and I need to get through that, because I'm sure what that game is trying to say will be very profound and engaging like the first one is. But there's a very, very high degree of difficulty there if you are someone who really liked The Last of Us with Joel and Ellie's relationship.
Yeah, because Abby's the one that kills Joel, isn't she? And then you've got to play as her.
Yeah.
And it's like, so hang on a second, I'm going to have to be her and take care of her and make sure she doesn't die? Nah, fuck that. It very much affects
But it's like,
me.
yeah, and it did me as well. But I do want to see what the justification for that is. Because do you know? And sorry, because this is a non-film tangent, but do you know Abby's kind of like relationship? Why she kills Joel?
No.
Shall I tell you?
No. I'm going to play it. Once
Okay.
Mark fixes the eject button on our PlayStation, I'm going to play it.
Yeah, we do need a new
Nice.
on our PlayStation, because it doesn't work currently.
Oh, bloody
So it's
hell.
great if you want to play Resident Evil. Oh.
Yeah.
So there's, the reason why she does that, I'm kind of like, all right, fine.
Isn't there like a
I understand.
Isn't there a whole section in number 2 where you're Ellie and Joel just going around like some kind of fucking museum and looking at shit?
I don't know.
It's right at the start, I'm sure it is, and then like there's a real sweet bit.
I don't know, Becky. I don't know why you're looking at me.
I'm sure it's in 2.
It's definitely not right at the start. I mean, I've played up to Ellie and the something, the girl, the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Them riding around in Seattle. I've played up to there, and there's nothing with Joel and Ellie walking around in a museum before that.
Fair enough. I might be imagining it then. Might be from the other one.
What have you been watching, Rebecca?
On my own, I have watched.
That was your last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I started talking about video games, so yeah, you're good, don't worry.
Right, a load of Christmas movies, which I'll just list and then say they're bangers, because they are. I'm assuming you spoke about Holiday last week.
Yeah, but you've also got these, haven't you? So you can give us your thoughts on some of these ones.
There'll be like thousands then.
That's fine. We've got time.
Okay. Pinocchio. It's very much just kind of like bounced off me, to be honest. I think I need to maybe give it a bit of a rewatch. It's good, and it's got some good imagery, but I don't find the Pinocchio story particularly compelling.
No.
It's kind of boring. And it goes in different directions than the Disney one, which I'm assuming are more accurate to the actual fairy tale. But I don't know, because the only one I'm familiar with really is the Disney one. And I've never been, like I say, particularly motivated to find out what the actual story is. But yeah, it's alright. It's better than the other one, apparently.
It is. It is much better than Zemeckis' Pinocchio.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I missed really, because I've not watched the end of Bardo yet.
Have you not watched the end of
No. I've not got to it. Bardo's fucking weird though, innit?
Yes.
Where I'm up to. I said to you, didn't I could have really lived without the Mateo stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did not need to keep seeing that baby's head popping out and getting shoved back in there.
No.
So yeah, so I think that's the ones that I missed that you spoke about last week. And obviously the classic movie Holiday.
Fucking banger.
So what's that new one that's got Emma Roberts in and
we did watch a trailer for that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. And him, but
Oh,
it's
what's
not a
that?
sequel.
Right. Do your next film. I'll find what it's called.
Okay. Well, the Christmas movies that I watched, which were all amazing, I watched Christmas Chronicles Part 2 because Isabel was watching it when I came downstairs and I didn't feel like it was necessary to rewatch the first one, so that was fun. Not as good as the first one, but still good. I watched Klaus. Klaus is lovely and just like really lovely. Scrooged, I watched it a bit early this year because I knew that I wouldn't be able to watch it Christmas Eve. I fucking love Scrooged. That is one of the ones that is just like every single year it's getting watched. We watched Krampus on Krampus night, didn't we?
We did watch Krampus on Krampus. Well, that's one we did together.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry. Muppet Christmas Carol. This fucking incomplete version. It would have, yeah. That I reminded myself. It's a Wonderful Life. We watched that together. And I think that's it Christmas wise. So yeah, I'm drawing a line under the Christmas movie chatter because it's the weird week. We don't need to talk about Christmas anymore. So have you found that thing?
Right, so it's a film called Maybe I Do, right? Michelle and Alan, which are
The two leads out of Holiday.
Yeah, it's just Emma Roberts and Luke Bracey from Holiday are in a relationship. They decide to invite their parents to finally meet about their marriage. Turns out the parents already know one another well, which leads to some differing opinions about marriage. So basically, the trailer gives away that her dad is having an affair with his mum, and his mum is having an affair with her dad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they all meet. And her mum is played by Diane Keaton, and her dad is played by William H. Macy. Or is that right? No, by Diane Keaton and Richard Gere. Her dad's played by Richard Gere. And his mum is Susan Sarandon, and dad is William H. Macy.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. I was watching going, I will watch the ever-living fuck out of this movie.
We were watching it, weren't we? And Emma Roberts pops up and we're like, oh God, can you imagine if it was like a sequel to Holiday? And then he turned up and we were like, oh. but it ain't.
It's not, but it should be. Randomly, it's Michael Jacobs' return to filmmaking.
Who's that?
He did Quiz Show.
Oh wow, bloody hell!
That's the last film he did.
Bloody hell!
Yeah. But yeah, it's released in January, and I cannot wait.
Oh, dearie me. Okay, so back onto my
go on.
ones. I watched Inkheart on my own,
Yep.
which I was eagerly anticipating dropping
You're
on
very
Netflix.
excited about Inkheart dropping on Netflix.
I fucking love Inkheart. It's just this real weird fucking movie that has no, like, don't want any sequels. It's not part of like anything bigger. It's just like this little island of itself, and it's just really good. I'm a brief kind of thing. Brendan Fraser plays a what is it? Golden tongue or something like that. And if he reads sections out of a book, the characters from said book can bleed into the real world. But it kind of manifests itself differently for different people that have this gift, I guess. And with his, if he reads someone out, then someone goes in. And he loses his wife to the book Inkheart, and then spends like years trying to get her back. But then there's another man that has the same kind of power, but he has a stammer. So when he reads people out of the book, no one gets sucked into the book, but they come out with like writing on their face and like with defects. So like they're incomplete kind of transfers, I guess. Yeah, it's just really fucking good. It's a really good like little adventure film.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it.
Nice.
Silver tongue, that's it, not golden tongue. So yeah, Inkheart. Oh, watched Masters of the Universe as well, because why not?
Why not?
It's one of those films that I've got like a real nostalgia for from my childhood. There's not many of them, to be honest,
Yeah.
that I associate with, like, but Masters of the Universe is fucking great.
I think that was the first film I saw at the cinema.
Who'd you go with?
Well, I went with somebody else, my uncle, for that one. I was like 5.
Yeah, you would have been like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Fair. It's just really
I
fucking
think
good.
it's the first one I remember going to see at the cinema.
Yeah. I just feel like you don't get family movies like that anymore, and I know that sounds like real old person shit to say, but they're all real sanitized, and like they've been through several different fucking focus groups to make sure they're appropriate, and Masters of the Universe just isn't.
No.
And it's good for it. And I think like you don't get many kids horror movies that are actually a little bit scary anymore either, and it's good to be scared a little bit. So, and Masters of the Universe is quite scary. Like Frank Langella as Skeletor is terrifying.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then because I'd watched Masters of the Universe, it reminded me that I also really like the movie Zathura: A Space Adventure.
Well, of course.
Obviously. So watch that as well. Did not realise that that's a sequel to Jumanji. Like at the time when it was released, it just got like real heavy grief for being a rip-off of Jumanji.
Yeah.
It's not. It's written by the same author and is a sequel to Jumanji. Yeah. So the grief it got was really quite undeserved.
Clearly. It just feels like a sequel to Jumanji. It is. Which just feels like one, but it is. Yeah, why don't they just make a sequel to Jumanji? Wait a minute, this is a sequel to Jumanji.
Yeah. But just with a different game, so a different like universe to get lost in. So, yeah, there's some timey-wimey shit goes on with it, some alternate universe stuff. I won't give it away because I don't think it's a very heavily watched movie, but it's got Dax Shepard. And Dax Shepard's...
Dax Shepard's in it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is the astronaut or some shit, isn't he?
Astronaut.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh my god.
It's probably the only Dax Shepard movie I've not seen.
It probably is, yeah.
I've seen Chips.
Fair. All right, next time I get an urge to watch it, I'll get you involved. I also watched Willy's Wonderland because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really fucking love that film. It's so good.
Nice.
I probably watch that like at least twice a year.
I know. I thought it was fine. I couldn't watch it again.
It's
I had a feeling if that was me, you'd take the piss.
no, because it's good. You rewatch shit ones. Willy's Wonderland's really good. I just like how enigmatic he is as the character in that. The fact that he just doesn't speak throughout, and that he's got his little timer set, and then he'll be like in the middle of killing one of these animatronic things, then just goes and plays fucking pinball and drinks an energy drink. It's just weird. It's just a weird fucking film. What else did I watch? Oh, I rewatched Cure for Wellness.
Why? Go through the reason why you rewatched Cure for Wellness.
Because I remembered liking it well enough, but then like a lot of people making a real big deal about it being way deeper than it seemed on when I first watched it. So I wanted to watch it to see if it was.
And is it?
It is not. It's not. Its story is messy as fuck.
I enjoyed Cure for Wellness.
It's fine, but the story is so messy.
But it's atmospheric.
Yeah.
And it's fucking... It's got an odd vibe to itself.
It does have a real weird vibe. Can I ask a question about Mia Goth?
Yeah.
Does she have some kind of medical condition that means that she doesn't have eyebrows, or is that a sartorial choice she's made?
It's a sartorial choice she's made.
Fair enough.
Like, being in a relationship with Shia LaBeouf.
I can see that though. They're both like heavy weird, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like when you see her in interviews and stuff, when you see her performances, you kind of like, is there something wrong with her? Like mental age wise, like she talks very little girly, like in interviews and stuff.
I think that's all part of her oeuvre.
Part of her image that she's created. Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, Cure for Wellness, it's fine. Story's messy. It's got no hidden depths.
Okay. I can't even knocking this out of the park, mate. I thought I like two.
So, me and Isabel rewatched The Brothers Grimm.
Of course you did.
We watched that a lot when she was little.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, Brothers Grimm's on whatever streaming service it was I'd found it on. Do you want to watch it? And she's like, oh yeah, I really do, because I tried to watch it on my own not so long ago and then it scared me too much. I was like, no. This is the one with the boy with no face, isn't it? And I was like, sure, maybe. No, it is the one with the boy with no face. And he gets eaten by a mud monster from a well.
Do you know what Isabel says it's the scariest movie she's ever seen?
What?
Beavis and Butthead to America.
What? Why?
She's just weirded out by Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
Don't blame her. Brothers Grimm's really good fun.
It's a fun movie, that actually. Yeah.
It's such an oddity as well. Like it's Matt Damon and Heath Ledger playing the Brothers Grimm as con artists who realise they don't want to be con artists anymore because something real happens. And then they just go off to write stories and become the actual Brothers Grimm we know and love. It's really fucking weird. And Monica Bellucci's there.
Of course.
It's such a peculiar film.
It's Terry Gilliam doing like a good Terry Gilliam.
They're all good Terry Gilliams.
They're not all good Terry Gilliams.
And then today I watched The Book of Life.
Fair enough.
The Book of Life, it's really fucking good. It's you could double bill it with Coco. I've got over my kind of like I will not watch Coco because it's just ripping off the Book of Life thing. They can happily coexist now.
Because you watch Coco quite like it.
Yeah, and they're both on Disney Channel, so it's fine. It's fine. I've made my peace with it. But The Book of Life is the better movie. No, is it? Probably.
So we watched Krampus, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Krampus is great.
I still can't decide whether I prefer the director's cut or the normal cut.
No, we watched Director's Cut last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
We watched the normal cut this year.
Yeah.
And I did miss the Director's Cut bits.
Yeah.
So I think Director's Cut might be the better one.
Yeah, I reckon.
But I do think it's not as pacey
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
as that.
But it does feel like there's stuff missing.
Yes.
Which obviously there is.
Watched It's a Wonderful Life. We watch It's a Wonderful Life every year, don't we?
Yeah.
So It's a Wonderful Life. We also watched Jingle All the Way, because of course we watched Jingle All the Way on Christmas Day.
Christmas morning, yeah.
Yeah. Still love Jingle All the Way. Still think it's everything people say it is, but a damn sight more fun than people would like to admit that it is.
Yeah. Just going back to what I was saying though, after we watched Krampus,
Yeah.
it is one of the few Christmas movies that I think actually captures the true meaning of Christmas. In that it shouldn't be all this capitalist bullshit. It shouldn't just be about consumerism, and that's I still stand by the fact that at the end he gets a pass from Krampus and he puts things back, but he's watching him in his snow globe, and that's why he has the bell still.
Fine.
I prefer my hopeful version of the ending.
That's fine. We rewatched Pottersville.
It's fucking great. It's Pottersville, isn't it?
Yeah, just because I get to be reminded every Christmas that this movie exists.
Yeah.
that a batshit Michael Shannon, Judy Greer, Thomas Lennon, Ron Perlman,
Christmas
Ian
movie
McShane, the
about
Christina
fairies.
Hendricks movie
Yeah.
exists about him getting drunk and dressing up as Bigfoot because
His
his
wife's
wife's a fairy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking another oddity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it though.
Oh, I think it's just a really sweet, fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I love how like Shannon and Judy Greer are very much, and Ron Perlman are very much like invested in this movie.
Yeah.
They're not doing it as like this is a paycheck or anything like that. They are fully on board.
They are in
with this movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm fairly certain this was the movie that Michael Shannon was filming when Shape of Water was winning all the Academy Awards, and he was just sat in that bar watching the Academy Awards.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because he was filming Pottersville.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Good time. Yeah. Right, okay, we're on mine now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I watched The Night Before. The Night Before, I think you spoke about it last week, didn't you, Ian? It's a good time.
Indeed.
The Night Before.
Yeah.
It's a really fun movie. Absolutely stolen by Seth Rogen. Well, there's two silly things. Joseph Gordon-Levitt duetting Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Who decides to do it because, yeah, I'm about drunk enough for that, but not too drunk to say no. But, yeah, Seth Rogen just trying to balance out his drugs and then trying to look cool like he wasn't on drugs is brilliant. The faces he's pulling in that are spectacular.
Oh, what was it we watched and we were like, it had him in it and it was like, you can never get away from his laugh. What was that?
Fablemans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got two more that I rewatched. I've rewatched The Martian because I really like The Martian.
I'd have watched that with you.
And it's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Like, just a genuinely just great movie. I don't think, they don't come around that, like just solid every fucking quadrant movie is that. And it's just really entertaining, even though it's like pushing 2.5 hours long. And the other one I watched on my own, I watched Last Train to Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So this was the
Oh, I've avoided this one because my parents said it was good.
This was the Christmas movie that was on Sky Cinema last year that they fucked up by releasing it way too close to Christmas.
Yeah. It was like a few days before Christmas, wasn't it?
It was. So you basically had like only a few days to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
So they done gone fucked up. It says here that it was released on the 18th. I don't think it was the 18th. I think it was like the 21st, something like that. I actually remember it having less than a week before Christmas. So the story is, it opens up in 1985, and Michael Sheen plays a character called Tony Towers, who owns some clubs in the Midlands. And then the story is, if he goes, like, he discovers that if he goes into the next train carriage, he gets pushed forward in time. And if he then goes back to the train carriage and changes something within that train carriage, when he goes back in the future, things will be different. Then he also discovers that if he goes in the train carriage, he's going back. He goes back in time and can change all the futures and all of that with all of this different knowledge. The problem is, which is a good idea, the problem is it ends up just becoming just a little bit too much like, right, what the fuck is going on now?
Yeah.
But not in a good way. It's a little bit... It's supposed to be a comedy drama, but it very much is more a drama comedy. So, like, it becomes very invested at the fact that he's like... Because his brother, played by Carrie Elwes, it plays on the fact that Michael Sheen is like this really like flamboyant guy, and his brother's a little bit more reserved, and he pushed his brother out of running the clubs with him by just never giving him any credit for any ideas, but it was actually all his ideas. But then he ends up going back in time and becoming a musician with his brother. But his brother, no matter what he does, is always a very troubled alcoholic. But it's either he's a poor troubled alcoholic that never made it as a musician, or he's a rich musician who has way too much money to buy way too many drugs and way too much booze.
Right.
But it's always set on this train of them going back to see his mum.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't be watching it again. It has its heart in the right place.
That says a lot if it's you.
It's not bad. It's just not very engaging or fun, and a little bit too much like this is just a bit miserable.
Does it forget that Christmas movies are supposed to be fun?
Yeah, it's barely a Christmas movie.
Right. Okay.
Like there's barely a mention of Christmas. Like if this wasn't called Last Train to Christmas, you could quite easily forget that it's a Christmas movie.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What I will say is, it's not one you need to rush to watch.
Okay.
Just watch Holiday instead. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that it was. I wanted it to be like this fun kind of time travel-y bit.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just this real fucking like, everything's miserable. No matter what I do, I just make it more miserable. But not in like any kind of fun way.
Right.
Just quite bleak. But yeah, that's everything I've watched this week. So we do have questions. I'm sure we do. Nice that, Bex. That's like a very reasonable question. She says, "Fuck you, whore," all caps at me.
Cooper stole my phone.
Cooper just has got his own phone. Why does he just text me to tell me that I'm fat?
Aww.
Right, questions. Because I've completely forgotten how to use Twitter. So I put out a question to our audience, which was, which 3 movie characters are you going out for New Year with? Dylan Black Lanterns, I hate to be basic, but I'd go for Birdie, Duke, and Angela Lansbury from Glass Onion.
Nice.
And Rick Kidd says Howard and Kumar because their nights out are always wild, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's the Terminator to dig us out of the trouble. Okay. That's well played. Becky?
God. I can't even think of any film characters. My brain's gone completely dead.
Ian?
Wayne, Garth, and Benoit Blanc.
That would be a fucking great. Can you imagine just like how impressed Wayne and Garth would be by Benoit Blanc?
But I think he'd find them
I
fascinating
think he would.
as well.
I think you'd have a great night, like a properly like just a
Yeah.
really like a really good night.
Yep, straight up.
Bex,
I don't know. I can't
you
think.
don't know.
I can't think. You should have pre-warned me about the question.
Right, I need to check. What is that film that Brendan Fraser has a guest starring in? It's called Brain Damage, where he plays a guy who's like on a drugs trial.
I
think
don't
it's
know.
called Brain Damage. So it's the character from that. Brendan Fraser character from that because he's like in a cameo in it, and it's one of the great cameos of our times. So Brendan Fraser from that
Yeah.
with Paulie Shaw from Son-in-Law
Okay.
and who else? And Amazing Amy from Gone Girl, because I just think that'd end up in a fucking weird night. Let's be honest, if you get drunk enough, I've got a chance in that room.
Jesus.
Yeah, interesting one to say in front of your wife. I respect that.
How many do we get?
3.
3.
Yeah. Who are you going for?
I'm going for Brendan Fraser from Inkheart.
It's going to be a theme here, mate.
Nice.
Brendan Fraser from Journey to the Centre of the Earth. And Brendan Fraser from The Mummy. And we're going to get into some fucking adventures.
I mean, Brendan Fraser from The Mummy's peak Fraser.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But all 3 of them. They're all 3 of them are peak Fraser.
The Mummy Fraser is peak
Peak
Fraser.
Fraser,
Yeah. Right, we did have some questions.
And then Brendan Fraser from Airheads will crash and just ruin it.
I mean, all 3 of them from Airheads would be fine.
Yeah.
Airheads the band. Rick Kidd, what 2023 films are you most looking forward to? Well, maybe I do now.
What?
The Emma Robertson, Jay Bracey film.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, I know I was a little bit on the trailer last week, but Oppenheimer, for sure.
Oppenheimer, yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon again for the second year running. It's my most anticipated movie.
Nice. Yeah, Babylon.
Very much Babylon.
I mean, recency bias, but Mafregan.
Mission Impossible.
Fuck yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely my most anticipated blockbuster.
Yeah.
The Jennifer Lawrence rom-com No Hard Feelings. I'm very, very up for Jennifer Lawrence in a rom-com, especially if it's if it's a bit fruity. That would be good, please. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Plot under wraps.
Indy 5 I'm looking forward to. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm looking forward to Indy 5 actually, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot coming out.
What were you saying, Bex?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, all the ones you've mentioned, it probably Mission Impossible would probably be like the
biggie for you.
biggie,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, isn't it?
We've got a new Fincher as well next year, don't we? Possibly.
Yeah, the Killer should be next year as well. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. So we've got possibly a new Scorsese, possibly a new Fincher,
Definitely a new Nolan.
definitely a new Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a good year.
Wes Anderson's got a new one out. I mean, that's more of me than you guys, but Asteroid City. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good fucking.
That's enough to be getting on with, damn it.
Good fucking year coming up.
Yeah.
Dylan Black Lanterns, followed on from Ben Shapiro's Ridiculous attempt at taking down Glass Onion. What is the most misguided review or hit piece you've ever seen or heard?
I mean, like, he'd say it himself, but Chris Hewitt from Empire giving Episode 2 Attack of the Clones 5 stars. I'll be honest, Nick DeSemmelin, the editor of Empire, giving The Way of Water 5 stars smacks of, to me.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think. I had one for this earlier and I've forgotten it.
I think it's when people get real caught up in like the hype of stuff in it. Like I remember
I do have one.
Benjamin Button getting like loads of really strong critics reviews, and then when people were actually allowed to see it, people going, "What?
No one's
The
got time
fuck?"
for that.
Eh?
No one's got time for it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. All right. This. I'm gonna go so fucking niche with this, but a genuine review that genuinely fucking annoyed me. Robbie Conlon's fucking review for Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Where he...
Do you mean Robbie Collin?
Yeah, Robbie Collin, yeah. That prick as well. Fucking Dave Cameron on a gap year. Yeah, his review of Hot Tub Time Machine 2, where he basically review was like, it was just him saying how much he didn't like Hot Tub Time Machine, and at the end of it kind of said, but he kind of liked Hot Tub Time Machine 2, and then gave it 1 star.
Oh, was that one? There was that one that you mentioned a while ago. I don't think it was about a specific movie, but someone writing loads of shit about nothing showing in the cinema, and then listed like all the many options that were showing in the cinema.
Yes, yeah. When someone mentioned about all the different movies that weren't in what is it, then listed them all, and it's like that's like 12 movies, you dickhead.
Just because you don't want to see them doesn't mean they aren't there.
Yeah, that was a hot shit take.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
I'm struggling to think of examples, but Peter Bradshaw for The Guardians had some fucking insane takes on things. Yeah, just seems very, very okay to just give 1 star to like basically any blockbuster. There
was a podcast, I can't remember the name, but we're going back like 12 years. There was a podcast that I got so annoyed at one of their reviews because it was just absolute nonsense. That it was a podcast I listened to weekly that I stopped listening to it and have never listened to it again. and I genuinely can't even remember the name of it. And it was a review they were doing of... it was a review they were doing of The Dark Knight for just before Dark Knight Rises came out.
Right.
And one of the guys who was reviewing it, his hot takes were so bad that the other guy who did the show with him, I remember actually turning around, and it was one of the quite big podcasts at the time, saying to him, hang on a minute, have you actually even watched the movie? Where is this coming from? And I had to stop him, and it was because he came out with this complete, like, wild right-wing conspiracy theory about it. And it was just like, where has this come from? But it was nonsense. It was just absolute fucking... What? Yeah, but yeah, that. Yeah, there's been some... But Bradshaw, you're right, he has some fucking odd ones, doesn't he? Where it's like, do you even like films?
Yeah, quite. But I don't know. I mean, like, review. It's interesting seeing Elon Musk putting a Twitter view count, like Twitter view count on tweets this week, which is going to be great for people's mental health, I'm sure. It really reminds me of. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Fucking like he said that, like, because he wants people to see that people are seeing their tweets even if they're not reacting to them. And I don't know, and just like, you know, having to write reviews, but especially in this day and age of you need to come out with takes that will get you noticed, you know, and like, or like you need to basically click bait in a tweet why someone should click through to your newspaper's website to get you revenue by just coming out with like the most shocking thing and whatnot. And it's I see that a lot with like film festivals, how people are fighting for attention, and Robbie Collins actually very good at it, at just going for complete fucking hyperbole in order to basically get you to click through. You can see what he's doing, but it just this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm down on things again tonight, aren't I? But it's when we're talking about like shitty takes and things like that, I feel like it's only going to get worse.
They have these kind of like little moods, don't they? Every now and again, these little phases. Just randomly, not film related, but kind of, I would say, world related. Pele's just died.
Yeah.
That's bonkers, that.
That's quite old, though.
I mean, he's very old, yeah, and it was you know, it's been on the cards, or what is it? But it's like it's one of those true kind of global icons. You know, up there, it's the Muhammad Ali level of sporting icon.
Yeah.
You know, it's a strange one. It's like it's somehow as big, but maybe possibly bigger than when Maradona died, even though Maradona was a better footballer.
Yeah. Big one.
Yeah. But also, Pele did appear in a few movies though as well, actually. And most of them were terrible. But I think I've seen quite a few of them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you have.
He did one in like the. So there was Escape to Victory. Is it a Minor Miracle? Yeah, Minor Miracle. Where he coached like a group of orphans. Yeah, there was some bad. Yeah, he did some bad films. Yeah. What are we covering next week here?
I think we're welcoming in the new year with a bit of white noise, if memory serves.
Nice.
Out on Netflix tomorrow, as we record, to give us something to talk about because there's fuck all coming out.
When's the new Scott Cooper one out?
Next week.
Week after, isn't it? Yeah. Week after.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Well.
And the week after is Mafregan.
Yes.
And the week after that's Babylon. So we're getting through. We're getting through
it. We've got a little bit of a streaming lull here, haven't we? But yeah. We'll be back at it.
Too right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thank you very much, Mark.
And thank you very much, Ian.
Well, shit the bed and call me Sally. Everybody have a great new year.
Yeah.
And make sure that you both shit your beds and call me Sally.
Yes. So just tweet him, Sally, after you've taken a shit in your own bed.
Yep, please do.
So yeah. Thank you very much, guys. We shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Sally.